Your front door is shut, the lamp is low, and the kettle clicks off like a small promise. This is the one place where nothing asks you to perform. Then your phone buzzes. Friends want to drop by. Family wants to come over. You feel your shoulders tighten, not because you dislike them, but because you can already hear your house filling up. You start rehearsing snacks, seating, small talk, bathroom towels. You picture the doorbell, the shoes by the mat, the polite smile that has to stay on. If you hesitate, people may call it rude. But what if the hesitation is something else, something protective, not cold? Stay with that question, because it matters more than you think. Soon you will see why hosting drains you in a way meeting them somewhere else never does. Here's what hits later. In the morning, you move through your house at your pace. The lamp stays soft, the TV stays off. Slippers on, you hear the fridge hum and you're breathing. You make coffee, sit in the chair, and let the quiet do its work. No one needs directions. No one needs a plate. You don't have to watch the room. You don't have to refill anything or keep the conversation moving. You can choose when to talk, when to rest, when to simply stare out the window. That control isn't a luxury. It's how your body unclenches. You thought it meant you were getting picky, but it may mean you've learned what keeps you steady. The front door is part of it too. Closed, it holds the calm in. Open it, and the calm is the first thing to leave. The part nobody warns you about is how fast your home stops feeling like yours. The door opens, and suddenly you're choosing brighter lights so people can see, turning the TV on for background, and talking over the clatter of coats and shoes. Someone asks where to park, where the cups are, what time dinner is, and you answer before you've even sat down. You smile, but you stay standing, listening for the next need. You thought the noise was the problem, but it's the loss of your own pace. Even a friendly visit keeps you switched on, and once you're switched on, you start scanning like it's your job, and that's when the drain begins. And then you notice something else. You can't relax because you're watching everything. Are they comfortable on that chair? Do they need water? Is the bathroom okay? Should you offer food again so nobody feels awkward? You keep checking faces, tone, little pauses in conversation. You laugh at the right moments. You refill drinks before anyone asks. They see a warm home and a kind host. Inside, you're on alert, adjusting the room every minute. You thought you were just being polite, but this level of attention is its own kind of work. And the tricky part is, nobody asked you to carry it. You just learned to. And guilt is waiting right behind it. Now the night takes a turn. You hear yourself say yes, even when you don't want to, because you were raised to be gracious. In your mind, good manners meant offering the couch, the food, the whole evening, no matter how tired you felt. So when you want to say, "Not at my place," your chest tightens like you're doing something wrong. They may think you're rejecting them, but you may be protecting the version of you that can stay patient and kind. You thought saying no meant being unfriendly, but sometimes it's how you avoid snapping later. And once you see that, you start looking for a way to stay connected without losing your home. There's another layer that's harder to admit. You can be warm without turning your living room into a stage. You meet them at the diner, where the coffee is already brewing, and nobody expects you to host. Or you pick a park bench at noon, when your energy is still steady. When they ask to just stop by, you hear your old reflex say yes to prove you care, but your body says, "Not tonight." So you offer a smaller window, an hour, an early hello, then a clear goodbye while you still feel like yourself. It looks like less, but it can be the first time you're truly present. And that changes what comes next. And this is where it starts to cost you. You tell yourself you're not a people person, but that isn't quite true. You can enjoy someone's company until it happens inside your only quiet space. The lamp feels too bright, the kettle cools, and you can't find your rhythm. You thought you hated having people over, but what you really hate is what hosting turns you into. Alert, performing, listening for needs. They may leave thinking it was a nice visit. You're left feeling like your home got nudged off center. And then guilt arrives, whispering you should push through. Next comes the hard part, naming your limit without sounding unkind, even to people you love. You keep saying yes even when your stomach drops, because you're afraid that if you don't host, they'll label you selfish or difficult. And you end up paying for it later with a tight jaw, a forced smile, and that clock glance you hate. Needing your home to stay calm isn't rudeness. It's how you recover, steady your breathing, and return to yourself able to be kind. You thought being gracious meant opening your door no matter what, but real care has room for your limits too. So the front door becomes a line you can hold in your own house, without shame. And the next time the phone buzzes, you'll feel what to say before guilt speaks for you. And that's the part that gets misread. You don't say no because you don't care. You say no because your home is where your shoulders drop. A closed door can still hold an open heart. They see you declining a visit and assume you're pushing them away. What's really happening is you're protecting the calm that lets you show up warm instead of worn down. You thought refusing to host meant being unfriendly, but it may be how you stay yourself with them. When the house is quiet and the lamp is low, your breath returns. This is the part most people never hear, and it changes what you'll do the next time the phone buzzes. When you protect your home, the old fear rises. They'll take it personally, and you'll be labeled cold. But the kindest version of you is the one who isn't depleted, so you learn a simpler truth. You can meet people without hosting them, and you can decline without closing the relationship. The front door doesn't have to be a wall. It can be the line that keeps you steady without the performance. If you've been struggling to explain it, there are gentle ways to say it, and gentler ways to recover after any visit. Tonight, you listen to the kettle cool. In a quiet house, you can feel how much your body has been carrying. The lamp is low, the door is shut, and the kettle cools on the counter while your breathing returns like it's been waiting. If saying no to hosting brings a wave of guilt, it doesn't mean you're rude. It can mean you've finally noticed what keeps you steady. Some people will tell themselves a story about your closed door because it's easier than asking what you need. But your limit is a signal, not a flaw. It points to the kind of closeness you can offer, calm, present, and real.